Hello and welcome to the Old Gold and Black. For this video discussing the season ticket prices for next season, which have just been announced. But just wanted to start off by briefly touching on Sunday again. Having been a Wolves fan for over 20 years now, it's a very, very disappointing day on Sunday. But I think having taken 3 or 4 days now to fully digest the game and to consider what the consequences of it and things like that, it's not the end of the world. It's very, very disappointing, the manner of the defeat. I think I went into the game thinking that I didn't expect us to win by any stretch of the imagination. I thought that we had a chance of winning and I thought that we could win. However, I was under no illusions that Watford are a very, very good team and could have beaten us. So it's just the manner of the defeat really that's disappointing and heartbreaking. Really, really heartbreaking to have got so close to within 2 minutes, 90 seconds of an FA Cup final. But I was talking to a parent in school today, and they were, talking about their son and how that they will never, children nowadays, who follow the Wolves, will never know the heartbreak of playoffs and of, constant dejection and constant failure, like we went through in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. So this doesn't come close to that, but it's a good character building experience for the squad as well as the fans, particularly some of the young fans, and hopefully we'll all be able to rise to the challenge of the game at Southampton on Saturday. I did do a little podcast yesterday for The Ugly Inside, the Southampton YouTube channel, which I've done a couple of times in the past, so hopefully you can go and check that out tomorrow. I believe that it's out. But of course the big news today is the season ticket prices have been announced, and lots of fans are expressing their disappointment and with the prices. They have gone up quite considerably from last season, 14% increase for some some ages and some sections of the stadium. But considering the prices from back 2 years ago, 2017-18 season, they've gone up by up to 50% in some cases. So starting in the Billy Wright lower, £493 for an adult season ticket, £514 behind both goals, while under 21s and over 65 start at just £287. Under 17s and under 12 tickets have been frozen at £150 and £60, which is the equivalent of £8 and £3.65 per game, which is brilliant considering that it's Premier League football that we're looking at. And I think that's the important thing to look at, is the price per game. There are rumours that the price per game for members is going to go up to around about £35, which is less than I actually expected. I was talking to somebody earlier in the week and we speculated that it could be up to as much as £40 a game. There's a lot of arguments on Twitter, of course, straight away about this, and part of it is that Laurie Dalrymple came out and said at the end of last season, and I think he's repeated the similar sort of thing this season. He said that basically the price of the season ticket is showing the ambition of the club, and if you compare it to other teams' prices, I think they're quite fair across the Premier League. We're not being exploited by any stretch of the imagination, I don't think, but it's just the price of success, I think, unfortunately. This is what Dalrymple has said. There may still be 6 games to go, but whatever happens now, it is safe to say that this season, like last, has been something truly special. Whilst we've come a very long way in 3 seasons under the ownership of Fosun, we are still only at the beginning of our journey, and our ambition is to build year upon year, on and off the pitch, achieving a consistent level of success for Wolves and its pack. Our decision to increase some season ticket prices has taken after careful consideration of where we are now and where we are heading, taking into account what we've achieved this season and also the consistent level of investment required to keep us moving forwards. The signings of Johnny and Raul Jimenez during this season and that of Euro 2016 winners Rui Patricio and João Moutinho in the summer illustrate the level we are now operating at, and are a clear sign of the direction we continue to head. In football, it's impossible to predict exactly what will happen next, but I can assure all supporters is that we will be doing everything we can to support Nuno, his staff and his squad, to build on what they've achieved this season and give them every chance of surpassing it in the future. So you've got until the 31st of May, if you're a current season ticket, to secure your seat for next season. Clearly Wolves want to capitalise on this huge wave of interest that is around the city at the moment. I think the timing of it perhaps is not the best because of what happened on Sunday. I don't think people would have received the news in the same way had we have won the game on Sunday. I think we would have been quite accepting, considering we'd have been one game away from European football if we'd have won. And whereas now we've got a battle to finish in the 7th place and hope that Man City win the FA Cup. We are miles ahead of where we were when Fosun came in. The progress we've made since Nuno's come in the last 2 years is exceptional as well. I think above everything, I think Wolves have got to be careful next summer, and if there is another 15% increase, I think that'll be the point where a lot of fans have started to be priced out. We've been, the atmosphere at Molineux has been superb for many games this season because of how full it's always been, because of the fairness, I think, of the price of tickets this season. However, next season I think it could be slightly different. I'm not surprised by the increase. I'm disappointed in the level of the increase. However, I sit in the most expensive section of the ground and will now be paying over £600 for a season ticket for the first time in my Wolves supporting career, which is disappointing. I accept it as the sort of investment into the club and like a promise that they are going to try their very best to be in with a shout of the top 5. I think next season. I think that is not out of the question to say at this point. We'll wait and see what happens the rest of the season. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back here for more videos over the next couple of weeks. Break up from school on Friday, so hopefully there'll be more regular videos over the next few weeks for you to enjoy on this channel. Cheers. Bye.